and welcome to the Seneca County Board of Commissioner meeting. It's Tuesday, December 2nd, nice snowy morning. 10 a.m. is our regular board session, and we'll open with the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, Commissioner Bustecker has his prayer.
Sure. Please pray with me. Dear Lord, please help the people traveling today in Seneca County and northwestern Ohio as the weather is a little rough today. Please help us as today we make decisions for Seneca County. Amen.
Amen. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Paradiso,
Here.
Commissioner Frankert,
Here.
Commissioner Bustecker.
Here.
At this time, we'll accept a motion to approve the digital audio recording of the previous board session from Tuesday, November 25th, 2025.
So move.
Second.
Okay, roll call.
Commissioner Bustecker.
Yes.
Commissioner Frankert,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso.
Yes, minutes approved. We do have a change in the agenda that was sent out, the Auditor of State Award, which we're excited to have that discussion, has been postponed. Scott from the Auditor's Office, with the driving and things, we decided to postpone it, talked with Julie. So that'll be rescheduled in the coming couple of weeks. We'll let Barb work that out. We do have with us Bryce Riggs from the Collaborative. We received a letter as a follow-up to the SEDS, our membership to the SEDS as to what we do next, et cetera. So we invited Bryce in to maybe give us and the public an overview of how we got here and what we're asked to act on today. Perfect. If you would.
Yep, I'll jump into it.
Yep.
So I provided an email.
Row seat too.
What'd you say?
Row seat.
Exact front row seat. I know, a lot of seats to choose from today. But no, I provided an email to the commissioners yesterday, which is information about the SEDS, the Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy for the community and how important it is. The one that was formally put together was back from 2011 by WSOS, which was before Community Action, which was Great Lakes Community Action Partnership before, and they put together that strategy. And the big thing with that is obviously it provides a framework for our community for opportunities for growth and opportunities that we can kind of work together. Out of that, the commissioners were involved in the process in the last couple of years with the Seneca Sandusky County SEDS, and really the premise was that it was a grant that was awarded to the organization. The commissioners chipped in some dollars as well between Seneca and Sandusky counties to put together a strategy with the end goal of the EDA, the US EDA, the Economic Development Administration, getting the designation from that, and that allows and opens up for opportunities for grants. The big thing with that is the Seneca Sandusky region wasn't large enough to be designated from the US EDA, which kind of obviously we knew that going through that process, but I think it was a good kind of starting and a good framework for the SEDS. Then we were able to work with
Brought two of us together.
Yep, exactly. Brought two of us together, and then from there, the Lake Erie West Region Comprehensive Strategy, which brings together, I want to make sure I get the communities all right. A number of communities throughout Northwest Ohio, Lucas, Ottawa, Sandusky, Seneca, and Wood counties together for the SEDS, and most importantly, the goal is to get this submitted to the Chicago office for the destination. I talked about my email I sent yesterday. When I was at Tiffin University, they were looking at the time in incubator space, and the EDA said, hey, this would be a great opportunity for you to apply for these grants, but unfortunately we did not have an updated SEDS in a number of years at that time, and then two, even if we did, we wouldn't have the designation, which would have really reduced the amount of points eligible for the grants that the TU could have received. And so with this SEDS and with the approval from the commissioners, it's basically putting your stamp of approval on the work that we did throughout the year of bringing all the communities together through TMACOG. And then from here, they'll have a governing board moving forward that really will help facilitate and execute the SEDS. I'll be on that as well. Lenny Klaus will be on it. I think Ashley Helmstetter from Heidelberg. So a number of representatives from Northwest Ohio and from Seneca County will be on that group, just ensuring that over the next 4 years we continue to put the priorities of Seneca County forward with that group as well.
So there will not be a SEDS anymore? We're going to be part of the Lake Erie West region? Or will
Yeah.
or entities still, will we still be a SEDS and that be part of it, or will there not be a SEDS?
This will be the SEDS, will be Lake Erie West Region Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy.
So the SEDS is our sets of 2 will be our sets of,
Correct, 5,
so it's
yeah.
still a sets,
Correct,
but it has a new name now.
exactly.
Our name.
And I think a
Okay, I
larger,
understand it now.
and a larger lookout, and that was the big thing again.
Got it.
Nothing wrong with the SEDS, but, you know, honestly, if you're not able
The
to.
initial sets of 2 counties.
Yeah.
Now we're a sets of all those you.
Correct, if you're able to go after the designation again, I think it makes us more,
Okay.
you know, advantageous to go after grants, other opportunities as well, and look at it from a regional perspective and not the scope of, nothing wrong with the scope of 2 counties, but you look at the counties that are involved in this process, a lot of similar characteristics.
So from a commissioner perspective, you, the collaborative, represent us.
Correct.
As a seat on the SEDS board, if you will.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep, so it's obviously part of our
Part
economic
of your
development.
report and everything you do will just include this from now on.
Yep, and I've also like attended meetings throughout the year. Earlier this year, I think a number of you attended. We, after a TSEP and chamber board meeting, we brought in Marissa with Team COG to basically help facilitate, and we had
If
a
you'd
big.
like us to come, either individually or all of us, or you think there's an event, just let us know that.
No,
way.
for sure.
Is that how we should do it?
Yeah, I'll keep you updated, just like this process. You know, they work through a Barb to get this approval, but I've told them before, you know, if you can work through us, because the economic development speak is maybe a little bit different than government speak,
Yes,
and so from our
definitely.
standpoint, our job is, I think that's the resource our organization serves, is that,
I think
you
it's kind
know.
of like Region 17, you
Yeah.
know, with the opioid money, we have, the Board of Health has our seat there.
Mhm.
In the SEDS, it makes total sense for you.
Mental health
economic
has a
development.
seat on that board.
Mental health.
Mental health, but it's Board of Health, I did
Yeah,
say that.
mental
I'm
health
sorry,
has a
for
seat on
mental
that
health.
board, yeah.
One of the boards.
And, the commissioners, you know, we have a seat, just like here, but
Yep.
we're designating it to you. Okay, I'm just trying to.
No, you're good.
understand, 'cause
Yeah.
There's a lot of, you know, acronyms and things that come and go and
Correct.
Temagogue, and it gets a little bit of,
Yeah, I've talked to Bryce probably more in the last 2 days than I have in probably 3 months.
Yeah, so we appreciate you clarifying it, and this is really a good thing.
No, I think it's a great thing. I think it also
Okay.
opens up for other opportunities as well. And that's our whole thing, is that we
Okay.
can leverage the opportunities of the region, and we can, you know, leverage the opportunity of, you know, the greater collaboration among the different entities. It sets us up for success. And the fact that we have representation moving forward on the execution of the SEDS is also a great thing. And we were involved in that process of, hey, who should represent our community? And we wanted active people at the table. I think often with these kind of plans and whatnot, it's easy to bring people to the table. You know, they're there for a year, and then after a year, they're like, all right, I'm kind of worn down, and, you know, or I've got a bunch of other priorities. We had conversations with different representatives just to make sure, hey, are you the right fit? Are you gonna see this thing through? Because, you know, nothing wrong with just
to have
us. It's good to have other people with us as well. And I think the private business, they obviously have a different perspective
Is there
than
a
maybe what we
fee that we
bring.
have to pay every year?
No, there's not.
Okay, so it's your time and.
Correct.
and putting it together.
So if
Okay.
we, if Seneca County has a project, we're the only ones that are putting money into that project through the SEDS. We can, I guess what I'm asking is, can we ask for grant money or through the SEDS, but be solely for Seneca County?
Yes, and so that's a big, like the incubator space, for example, is part of your submission for that
Then we might
grant.
have a
Don't
match.
want to see this, right? The idea we have this document put together, and we brought people to the table is, again, part of the planning efforts. Again, the EDA wants to see communities that have done the legwork in advance, and they're not just kind of, they want projects that fit within the SEDS, and we make sure we are very deliberate in that.
I'm sorry, I'm rambling, but what is the EDA?
Sorry, the Economic Development Administration.
That's in Chicago?
That's our regional branches out of Chicago, correct?
Okay, that's the.
So this is
national-
part of this, basically, the whole, is that the commissioners approve.
I got it.
Basically, every set of commissioners will approve the SEDS, the Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy, and then as part of this, Team McCog will basically send the county commissioners' approval along with the plan to Chicago to get the designation for the region, and then again, our community and our employers will win.
I'm not gonna repeat it, but I'm 95% there.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Do it. I
So
agree
out
with
of the
that.
five,
Yeah.
how many have already signed off?
We're
You're the first ones.
Okay.
Good.
It's all good, but I think you're the first ones, but it's not because
I
of
know
the
it's
timing
been talked
issue.
about for a number of months.
So-
Correct.
so the-
Right.
The draft letter that we got is, you're okay with it, and it's basically, we're approving the work that everybody's done to
Correct.
form.
And the Team at COG Governing Board they're approving theirs later this week.
Yeah.
I'm out next week, so I just wanted to be in attendance because I was a
Thank you.
representative on it. And so, you know, we kind of got ahead of it.
With scheduling, we kind of have to do it today instead of,
Do we need a motion, or do we just need
yes.
to?
I actually have a
Is it in here?
resolution asking for approval of the Lake Erie West Region 2026-2030 Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy, or SEDS.
So moved.
I'll second that.
Okay, I knew that was coming, but now that we have a first and second, are there any other comments or questions? Because that's really the takeaway from today, in addition to being educated and having a summary, as you've done, is we need to take action on this request.
Yep.
And we wanted to make sure you were on board with it.
Yeah, no, I'm in full
We're
support.
on the same page.
As mentioned, the TMACOG group they're gonna make their formal approval process, and then by the end of the year, the plan is to get all the commissioners from all the counties who approve the plan. They'll submit everything over to the Chicago office, and then they'll start the process to get the destination, but
So if we, this is questions for all the commissioners of our, so if and when we get an important email such as we need the commissioners to sign this kind of thing, we're gonna call you.
yeah, I
They
get
may
you.
send it to you first and then you may bring it to us, but a lot of times, like in this
Well,
case.
he'll be on the board to kind of have the.
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct,
hopefully that's how-
exactly.
Right.
Hopefully that's how it works, but if for
Yeah.
some reason you get it, this is
Yeah.
all part of.
In this, like, for example, this plan, for example,
That's
obviously we
how
have
I
a,
hope it works.
I like to think we have a strong working relationship with the commissioners, and now not communities the same way. And so, for example, in this case, I was the representative to this, and then Sandy Sprang, her administrative assistant, sent the email to Barb to get it on the commissioner's agenda, and then I called the system. She was off last week, so I called Marissa and I said, hey, as the local economic development office, let us basically take this thing through. And she's like, okay, great, but not every community is that way, right? Not every community
I see.
works with their commissioners, and so often they're two separate entities and they're kind of working in silos. And I think that's what I'm proud that we're not like that. So it's like, look, let me take that, let me work with Barb to get the draft language put together, and let's get this thing. But yeah, moving forward, I'll basically serve as the representative, and then I'll, now that we've kind of set that tone of work things through us.
That's good.
Yep.
Any other discussion?
No.
So we have a first, a second, roll call.
Commissioner Bustecker?
Yes.
Commissioner Franker?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes. So we can sign that, get him,
Yep,
whatever you
we'll
do.
get it taken care of. I'll get it where it needs to
So
go.
we approved that. Anything else from your end while you're here?
Yeah, well, my biggest thing is I got 15 days. It'll be my 1 year anniversary in the whole thing. But I think looking back at this past year, it's been a great year. I'm excited the groundwork we've laid with the organization, and then obviously with the integration, there's obviously a lot of pieces. I think it was about a year ago, a little less, but a little over a year ago. I think I was in Commissioner Franker's office the first time, and I'm like, hey, Commissioner Franker, this is what I'm looking for the layout for the new org. What's your thoughts on this? And we started putting the pieces together. And then obviously I started having conversations with all of you about, just getting the buy-in and the feedback. And I think it's really helped us get to where we are as an organization in 1 year. I'll be honest, if you told me this is where we would have been, I probably would have told you you were lying. Because I think we've come a long way, and I think a lot of it.
You're ahead of where you thought.
Yeah, I feel I'm thrilled.
Good.
With the process stuff, for example, integration of websites, systems. We're working on one table strategy, which was formerly Spire, to do a lot of like our metrics and those kind of things as an organization. So we all have a framework. We all have metrics that we need to hit as individuals, and then how it applies to the bigger picture. And I think it's a big thing. And so I had my first review with a team member today. I have another one at lunchtime today. But I think it's the whole setting, setting the metrics in place that when all our employees do the right stuff, they show up, they represent our community well, we all win. And I think that's the biggest thing, is that we have a great team, and I think that they've all bought in, which I'm really excited about, because often through a process like this, you can have team members that don't want to buy in, you can have partners who are resistant to change, which I totally understand, but I think we've been pretty fortunate that we've not had that this year. And there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of moving pieces, and a lot of people had to give a little bit to get a little bit, and I think it's been a good year.
I'm impressed not only the job, but you just keep taking more and more on. And you'll tell us when you can't take any more on or it doesn't fit, but everything from the safety council to the human resource council, and it all has to do with jobs and economic development and networking, and so it's the synergies are unbelievable, really. And then taking this on, and hopefully it's not more, it's a little more work, but you get more benefit too, right? You have
Yeah.
more tools,
Yeah, I think-
networking and kind of authority or.
I think it makes it easier for people, right? I
It
think,
does.
and, you know,
Yeah.
before the issue was people didn't know, you know, did TSEP did this or chamber or destination did this. I think, you know, we're collaborative, right? So reach out to me, reach out to our team members. We'll tell you, we'll help facilitate the rest of the process, but I think the biggest thing is that like with the HR association, the safety council pieces,
Yeah.
all those, I think it creates a framework and we have now like Adam's leading the HR association, Megan's, you know, heading up safety council, you have Judy taking the nonprofit. So I think my biggest thing is I have team members that it empowers them to grow personally and professionally, but then also too, it allows our organizations to be kind of engaged across the framework. And so if there's something that's happening, we'd like to have, you know, a seat at the table or at least be engaged in those conversations.
One final thing, if you, sorry, I
No.
promised my last question. So we've had some questions on the building department, the county building department, because
Mhm.
there's a transition and everything. How's that going?
Yeah, so Adam sent an email over, was it last week?
Yeah, I think they're still looking for Bob and Bill's replacement. They are still working on
But
getting
the-
that
the
replacement, but I
open for
think we're,
business
but I
and-
think
Yeah.
we're over that whole cycle of nobody knowing where to go.
Yeah, so everybody give everybody a pass. The person was there left, that's. not-
Yeah, it's a
they can't
difficult
help.
job to replace because honestly, the credentials you need to be, you know,
You
it's
feel
tough.
like it's, you feel like we're in a good place? That's all I just want to know.
Yeah,
Like a guy can get, somebody can get a permit and somebody
Yep,
can
yeah.
get.
and anybody that has had trouble, they usually contact me, and I get a hold of
You,
whomever
Okay.
at Safe Built to, you know, facilitate whatever they need.
Yeah, I think guys too, I think when we met
Fair.
last time, when initially we had Safe Build in here 8 months ago, 9 months ago, we didn't, in fairness to the community, we didn't really have a way to articulate what the process was. And like now we have like pages on our website that just kind of say, starting a business that walks them through kind of the process with Safe Build. So I think a lot of it too is like, if you don't know what the process is, it's overwhelming, right?
Yeah.
But if you kind of lay out the process, this is who you contact, Ashley, et cetera, right, then I think it allows them to like, okay, now I understand it. But if there's nowhere that you can send people, because we get people all the time who ask us and we're like, oh, like these are good pages to start. If you have more information, like reach out to us, we'd be happy to help and assist. And usually that takes care of the issues. But then, you know, sometimes we have people who are like, hey, I can't figure it out. They reach out, we make the direct
so the
reach
process
out.
is huge,
Yeah.
too.
We did have-
Planning's done a good job of that, simplifying lot splits and, you know, all that kind of stuff, way
Yeah.
more fluid.
My thing is that, you know, opening a business shouldn't be, you should clearly outline the steps. It shouldn't be rocket science.
Yeah.
You know, if you send people the right contacts, then generally they get the right service they need and they're good to go. Often people just don't know where to go and, you know, they're kind of calling everyone and,
Yeah, I think things are going well with the building
I just
department. We
wanna-
haven't had any issues, and like I said, if somebody contacts me, I contact Ashley and she gets a hold of them and things seem to smooth out there, so.
Yeah, so Safe Build's, we have the process, Safe Build's fine, we just lost they had a really good rep here, he's gone, so they'll figure it out.
Yeah, but I think a lot of it's online anyway when you do your.
Well, yeah, almost all of it is online,
I
yeah.
mean, it's not like that,
yeah.
yeah.
And before, like, I think the hardest part is
Good
that
point.
was the delivery of service, right? And so now that's obviously expedited quite a bit, you know, and that's the big thing. I think people want communication, one, and then two, you know, when it was previously done in another community, another county, you know, once they made an edit, then you were in a 30-day business review cycle. You got put at the bottom of the cycle. You didn't get seen until another 30 days, right? And I think it's like, look, we can call, pick up the phone, and we can get a response, and we can at least know where it's at.
System.
Yeah.
Communication is key, right? If people know the process, if people know who they can reach out to, it's huge. And if, you know, it used to be, you called someone else and then you didn't always get the most polite response on the phone, which if it's already a frustrating process, and then you don't get great service,
Yeah.
it makes it a little more
Just adds
difficult.
to it.
Yeah.
You good? Thoughts?
No, only thing I had was back to the said stuff. I looked through that 2011 one that was written by West West, and a lot of that kind of led into what these guys have been doing. I mean, the whole term collaborative, it's written right into that, the direction of what these guys are doing. I'm happy to be sitting here to be a little piece of it, so, thank you.
Yeah, you know, 15 years later, you know, but
Yeah.
it just keeps going.
Rescue took some really good photos that ended up in here too, so I was happy. They did say on the sets, all the communities that they worked with, we had some of the best easily to find photos that they could use, so it's always a good thing.
Great.
So, you know, you got quite a few awards this year.
Wow.
So what are you gonna do next year?
Hey, Sky's the limit. So
There you go.
that's a big thing.
Looking for national
Dream
recognition.
big, right?
Dream big, yeah.
Yep, you bet.
Yeah, yeah.
Love local, dream big, right?
Hey,
Love local, dream, that's a good one.
my next tattoos, I think.
Yeah, so, if nothing else, we'll move on to commissioner reports. You can sneak out if you like. You good?
I'll stick around.
Okay. Whoever wants to go.
I go first. First, it's
You're
pretty
up.
short.
Sure.
I just ended up going to the Thanksgiving potluck the other night for EMS. They had the volunteers and some of the regulars. Barb was out there at the same time for a little while. Give a chance for us to, I haven't been involved as much as you guys have, got a chance to talk and meet some of those guys. Had budget commission this morning. Outside of that, I mean, it's been a holiday week. It was kind of nice. Family, friends.
Really was, actually.
So that's really it.
How much weight did you gain?
We haven't looked.
Haven't seen you at the gym.
What's that?
Haven't seen you at the gym.
Oh,
I'll be there tonight.
Mr. Franker.
So yesterday, I actually spent a couple hours ringing a bell for Salvation Army out to Kroger
Hey,
there.
that time of year
Yeah,
for
that
you.
was-
Good.
And it actually gives you a pulse, kind of, we talk about sales
Where we
tax and
at?
everything,
Where-
out to Kroger's.
Kroger's, okay.
So I was, for Monday, it's from
Nice.
11 to 1, how busy
Really?
it was.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of, stuff coming out, so, I mean, there's a lot of momentum going
That's good.
with that. And this morning, I had Budget Commission, and then we also had Board of Revision. And then I also got to report that all of the America 250 trees in the county have been planted, so.
Probably good as it's frozen over now.
Right, exactly. It's good moisture down here, so,
Yep,
right, so it
yep.
should be good, so, right, so, great job on
Right,
Marissa
you're the
working on
tree
getting that
guy.
done and the collaborative on that, so, yeah. so
Not
that's
easy
one
without
thing.
it being soft.
Awesome. Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
easier digging the hole.
So that's.
Well,
we got
good.
for Today, so, yep.
Good. This morning I met with the auditor. Thompson Township will be joining the Joint Ambulance District, and there's some issue on taxes and how all that works and just agreements, and that's all moving along very well. So we'll be hitting the ground running first of the year with that completed. Barb and I were out this morning to EMS. Our medical director was in, Dr. Sauber. And we were there at a good time because it was really a really robust discussion with the medical director and the leadership on protocols, and I think everyone's happy with the advancement in the level of care, what you say, training and just what's it called, the individual-based training, scenario training. What if this happens? What if that happens? Who do you? And we're getting a lot of that, which is really important. So I'll go back to you. Got a few other things, but
I don't have a whole lot other than, we did receive a thank you from Calvert volleyball team. They just
nice.
wanted to say that they really appreciate all the love and support during the tournament and, that they really appreciated the invitation to the meeting. But we did get that from Calvert volleyball.
So we might have to hope there might be another one coming up
Right.
soon. Because Hopewell is playing
Hopewell
in the
is,
state
yeah.
championship.
Yeah,
that's pretty impressive to
Yeah.
get the,
yeah,
Huge.
yeah,
so.
good point.
Friday night?
I think it's Friday
I think
night.
so.
Ooh,
I
6
think so.
degrees Friday
I'm
night.
out.
Yeah, it's gonna be a cold one. on
I'm not
Friday
watching
night.
on TV. How's that?
I think.
The tree lighting.
Oh, I can't.
Right.
Yeah, tree lighting on Friday.
Wild football.
Right, can't even run a chain gang for that,
Exactly.
yeah.
Have we received any comments on the budget, the 3%
Nope,
raise?
I haven't heard anything from anybody.
Anything,
I did
so
have a
it's all
question
going
from veterans,
okay.
but that was, I mean, I was able to give them the information they needed, but,
So we're
yeah.
moving forward there. We already covered old business with Bryce, on to new business, back to you.
A couple supplemental appropriations, two from general fund, transfers out for $400,000. This is to transfer to the employee liability fund and budget stabilization. And then also the contract services for the coroner's office for $3,500 for the remainder of the year for autopsies. That is kind of a moving target, so we're trying to kind of narrow that one down a little bit. I don't know how I can narrow it down,
We
but.
start with the budget.
We start with the budget, and
That's what it is,
hopefully
right?
this will get us through the year.
Yeah,
So that's where we're at with that.
Especially the first full year of.
Correct. Having a new coroner and things may not always go for an autopsy
And the
or.
price is going up.
And the price is going up
All that,
and
yeah.
there's all those moving pieces, so
we
we're.
hope
hop-
you under budget autopsies, is what we wanna do.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, so
And then-
we never wanna have too much money sitting out there in autopsies because we don't ever want that to be
That's a
what
good
happens in
thing.
our county, so. And then the County Township Road Reconstruction Grant Fund for the contract projects, we are actually doing a reverse up app, so we are putting the money back into that fund of $445,048.52. This is because the project is completed and the funds are not needed. So,
Jeez.
I think we had a couple of townships that were billed directly from M&B and paid directly to M&B instead of the county.
This is a couple.
Because it's a
year old
pass-through, so I think it's a couple of counties. I believe I'm correct in saying that.
Yeah, I think we had 2 or 3 that paid M&B directly, and then 1 that decided they did not want to do their project this year at all, so.
Hmm. Okay.
And then
That happens.
the last sub-app I have is for the Capital Projects Fund, the Youth Center Complex, for $106,818. This is for the emergency heating repairs out at the Youth
I'll
Center.
make a motion, we approve the supplemental appropriations as read.
I'll second.
Commissioner Frankert, why don't you tell us about the 400,000 budget stabilization and.
No, well, yeah,
Yeah,
budget
we're putting money
stabilization.
into that and.
Yeah, so basically that,
Because that was, I know I saw you talking to Barb about that. I think that's a good thing, by the way.
yeah,
So-
definitely, because, as we put money in there in case we have a downturn and stuff in the economy, I mean, it was started.
When
probably-
Kirsch was here.
Yeah, so it's been, so we want to just kind
I
of
was
throw a
here
little
when
bit
it
in there,
started.
just,
It was talked about before me, but it
yeah,
was started.
yeah,
Yeah.
just to kind of help protect in case, you never know what economy, what outside things could happen, so just kind of a little bit of a safety net in case that.
And, so Barb, how much of that 400 goes into there?
I think it's 300, I think it's 300.
Doesn't that get us to,
300,000 is going to budget stabilization.
yeah, so the public understands, we didn't have any money set aside for catastrophes or emergencies 5 years ago, and 6 years ago for sure. And now, after this, we will have 2.5 million.
Yes.
Set aside in a budget stabilization fund, and it can only be used for,
A downturn in the economy, if we have,
Yeah.
we can't, there are
once we
specific.
put it in there, there's restrictions on it.
That is a very restrictive fund, so,
But it gives the commissioners now and after us a little. it's,
correct. If
that
some,
much
yeah,
money.
you just don't know what's gonna happen, and, do we have to cover wages? Do we have to cover fuel? Do we have to cover meals at the jail and the youth center? Those are things that we have to accomplish. So that's what that fund is
And
strategically
then the
set up
other
for.
100, and since we're wrapping up budget and year end, I
Mhm.
think this is important because all of us have have really paid attention to this.
Mhm.
And what's
The other 100 is for the employee liability fund, and since there's 27 pays in 2026, we've moved a majority of that money. I believe this 100,000 will completely cover the wages and benefits for that 27th pay in 26.
So when we did our budget for all departments, it was based on 26 pays,
Mhm.
and then we decided to fund the 27th pay through this separate fund, along with any retirements and that kind of
Correct.
thing.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Retirements, if
Which
there's a
we never
retirement,
had
we have
any
to
money
pay,
back before.
we have to pay out for sick leave that they've accrued but not used, up to a certain percentage, and then any vacation or personal time, when someone leaves employment with the county, that money comes out of this fund as well.
And then we do the same, we're putting some money in, not today, for computers and.
Correct, that
what do
goes
you call
into the
that?
capital
That's a
improvement.
capital fund, so.
Yep, that goes into
Commissioner Buss,
capital
that needs
and-
Computers,
Yep, we go that direction,
So
so.
we've, in our budget process, we are setting up these separate funds and we are transferring dollars into there as we feel. And,
Yeah.
you brought up the 300, so I want to give you a little credit for that because I think
when you
And
talk
it's
to
kind of neat
previous
to be, it's kind of
commissioners.
neat to be able to do that.
Right, because when you talk, I mean,
Kenny
there was
used
a
to
point
have
in
to
here
do
with
old days
Kenny,
or
right, because
something.
they actually had layoffs and, I
Mhm.
mean, that's
No
the whole
money.
thing, right,
Yeah.
exactly, so that's, you just have a little bit of a base in case something happens.
Yeah, so you good, Brett? You've been
Absolutely.
supportive all along and
Yeah.
understanding, so. Okay, good, enough discussion, but I wanna, it's the end of the year, and these are exciting, positive moves that the commissioners are making, and that I just want the public to understand that we are good stewards of the money, and we're thinking ahead, for what could possibly happen.
And I will say that on the original agenda, there was also another reverse sup app for the Transportation Improvement District. The workflow was incorrect in the accounting system, so that does not have to come before the commissioners, so that has been
It's a
removed. Just in case someone would ask, it was just removed because it doesn't need to come to the commissioners. It's not something the commissioners have to approve. They
Okay.
have their own board.
Well, that, yeah, and they also did talk about budget commission, because they had to reduce that line.
They did.
stuff like
So,
that,
yeah,
because
so-
It's not gonna be used till next year.
So if somebody saw it.
Yeah, if somebody saw it and it wasn't brought up in the meeting, I just want to make sure that everybody's aware that we were asked to deny that, a reverse setback from the auditor's office because of the workflow was incorrect, so.
Any other comments?
I don't think so.
You good? Okay, we have a first and a second, roll call?
Commissioner Bustecker?
Yes.
Commissioner Prinker?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes. Resolution?
The only two that I have, a resolution authorizing a fund transfer be made to the employee liability fund in the amount of $100,000.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Okay, roll call?
Commissioner Bustecker?
Yes.
Commissioner Prinker?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes, resolution approved.
A resolution authorizing fund transfer be made to the budget stabilization fund, the amount of $300,000.
So move.
Second.
Roll call?
Commissioner Bustecker?
Yes.
Commissioner Prinker?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes. All right, takes care of business.
That's all I got.
Meeting next Tuesday?
Next Tuesday.
Any public comment from Bryce?
All I got.
At this point?
See you at the tree lighting this Friday, 6 o'clock, and then the holiday remember is in downtown Tiffin the rest of the weekend. So please come out. A little chilly.
Is he the one that gets to plug it in?
He's the one who gets to talk.
What?
No.
Who plugs it in?
I don't get a.
We're doing like a contest for ugly sweater. That person gets to plug it in.
Remember the
so.
first one we
Well, I got
had?
one.
John Locks and Kirsch, we were out there, and there's a receptacle
Okay.
comes out, and everybody was nervous.
Make sure it actually worked. Yeah. So I should say actually real quick, Operation Hallmark. I say when I thank them for all their work they do for decorating the downtown. They work with the university students this year to get a lot of that decorating done in the community. And then obviously this weekend is the tree lighting at 6. That kind of kicks off everything. And new this year there's fireworks right after that too, which will be kind of fun, a new experience. Thanks to Mayor Lee Wilkinson and Susan Wilkinson for that. And then the Holiday Remember is going on all weekend long. If you go to simplyshoplocal.com, that's where you can find the details about all this stuff with the weekend's activities. But big for you guys again, holiday shopping, love local, get out, spend your money here.
It's Christmas now, yeah.
We're in full swing, so
Buy your chamber cash.
buy your chamber cash. Yeah,
$100.
I'm just got an order in for 12,000. So today, that's good.
That's really good. All right, meeting adjourned. Thank you.